Hey everybody, Ashton here with Gents, and today we're going to do kind of a versus review. So it's going to be Creed Aventus versus Atelier Cologne Musc Imperial. I'll be talking more about this one since this one people know less than Aventus. Everybody knows Aventus, right? But this gets compared to Aventus. So I kind of wanted to see what similarities there might be and whether this is worth it. All right, let's check out this presentation with my ugly face. So, Atelier Cologne bottles all look pretty much the same. Some have different colored glass, but same general idea. So this one obviously has a reflective silver label, as you can see there. You have the name of the house and fragrance here. It's a Cologne Absolu, but I believe these are actually at a 15% concentration, so they're eau de parfum concentration. The cap does not click into place. It slides into place, but you can hold it by the cap really easily if you want to. It is plastic with metal wrapped around the plastic and then leather wrapped around the metal, wrapped around the plastic. Yeah. The atomizers on these are pretty good, as you can see there. They get the job done, not bad at all. Nothing doing on the side. On the back, you have some information on the fragrance itself here. It's in French and English. And then you have the name of the house right there. On the bottom, nothing doing except for Atelier Cologne, which is raised off of the glass, and then the batch code there. These boxes have a lot going on, so I'll just try to run through it really quickly. You have the name of the house, name of the fragrance, size down here. On the side, you have a few of the different ingredients used in this fragrance. On the back, you have information in French and English about the house itself. On the side, same thing, French and English, information about the fragrance itself. On the top, it says Atelier Cologne. On the bottom, ingredients with your batch code printed right there. That's the presentation for Musc Imperial. It's the same, like I said, for pretty much all of the Atelier fragrances. So Aventus, it opens up with pineapple. That's what most everybody knows about this one, right? That big pineapple blast. There's also a lot of birch in Aventus, which gives it kind of a smoky feel, and that's where people will talk about batch differences. You know, whether it's a fruity batch that has way more pineapple, or if it's a smoky batch that has way more birch. Musc Imperial opens up with bergamot, black currant, and clary sage. There's no pineapple in here. It's not an official note. But a lot of that pineapple feel that you get from Aventus and Aventus clones is actually bergamot. So when you spray this on, it does have a similarity to Aventus off the top. So much so that when my wife smelled this, she said, that smells like pineapple vintage. And obviously pineapple vintage smells like Aventus. So in a really roundabout kind of way, Musc Imperial does smell similar to Aventus off the top. Not the exact same, it's not like a one-to-one clone or anything like that, but it's definitely in the same ballpark. And where this also has black currant in the opening going along with that bergamot, that's what ties it in even closer to being an Aventus style type of fragrance. When Aventus came out, it was really unique, but at this point there are so many clones of it that when a fragrance house like Atelier does something that has bergamot and black currant, it's not really going to come across all that unique anymore just because of how played out Aventus is at this point. There are more differences in this as it goes along, as it hits the mid and the dry down. There's a fig note in Musc Imperial, which is obviously not in Aventus. The fig is not a dry or dusty fig like some other fragrances have. It's a really juicy, fruity fig note. And so that sets it apart from Aventus as you hit that mid and dry down. Honestly, you can pick up the fig really early on. It just carries on through the fragrance longer than the bergamot does. In the dry down, there's kind of a musky, leathery cedar kind of vibe. The name of the fragrance is Musc Imperial, but it's really not a super musky fragrance. That's not really the dominant part of the fragrance. But it's a nice, safe base. It's fresh. It's a little unisex. It's not really something that I would consider overly masculine, but it does the job well. Now, one issue that I have with this fragrance is the performance. I have read other people's reviews where they've said that they get really good performance, 7-8 hours I've read. That does not happen for me. I get 4 hours if I'm lucky. It is not a fragrance that lasts on me. It just doesn't perform very well. And really that kind of puts it in line with most of the Atelier releases. Some of their releases are stronger, like Gold Leather, for example, but most of their fruity releases like Orange Sanguine or Pomelo Paradis, things like that, they don't last all that long. And neither does this one. Aventus far outperforms Musc Imperial in terms of longevity and also in terms of projection. This is going to be more of a warm weather fragrance. So spring, summer, maybe fall, depending on where you live, depending on how warm it is. It's not something that I would really wear in cold weather because I don't think that it would cut through cold weather very well. It's an interesting fragrance though. It would probably appeal to you more if you like Aventus, but you're wanting something that's a little bit different, but in the same vein or the same style, then you should take a look at this one. Age range, I think it can work for just about anybody, kind of like Aventus. It's just really versatile in that aspect. And compliment wise, it can pull you compliments as long as the people around you can smell it. And that's the issue for me. Like I said, the performance is not so great. So it's something that I would spray on, you know, like 8+ sprays probably. And that's gonna make it really, really, really powerful in the opening because that first initial blast has good projection, but it starts to sit closer to my skin within 30 minutes. So it's something that I have to spray a lot of and would probably spray some on my clothes as well, where it's not a dark liquid. I don't have to worry about it staining my clothes. So to get a little extra longevity, I'd probably go that route. That's gonna bring me to the rating. I'm actually gonna dock it a point because of the performance. Usually I don't do that, but in this circumstance, I feel like it's warranted. The fragrance itself, I actually really like. The scent I would give probably an 8 because it's got a nice twist with an Aventus type feel, and I really enjoy it. I like the fig note in this one, but because the performance sucks so much on me, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Still a very solid release, and if it sounds intriguing to you, you should check it out. I know that a lot of the time you can go into Sephora's and they have like little travel sprays, like I think 8 mil sprays. So you could get something like that to try this out and see if it's something that you might want to invest and get a full bottle of. All right guys, that's gonna do it for me. Between the two, Aventus and Musc Imperial, I would choose Aventus 95 times out of 100. It just basically does what Musc Imperial does and does it better. It lasts longer, it's better for compliments, it has more depth, it's more masculine, and it smells of higher quality. Now, all that being said, Musc Imperial is still a solid release. Just between the two, it can't compete with the Aventus. All right, guys, thank you for watching as always. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.